Hey guys. All right. It's your favorite mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor, and we are out here shoveling snow.
Hi you guys, welcome back. And obviously it's your super mayor. Look at her, amped up, about 1 o'clock in the morning. This has to be natural energy, right? She's shoveling someone's snow. Obviously, that's what she does. You know, she's always there to help people out. But you know what? When I saw this Facebook rant of hers, because that's all it was just another rant of hers, because she didn't shovel not nan snowflake, all right, through this whole life. But what she did was continue with the same rhetoric, where she constantly tries to reinforce the self-proclaimed title of super mayor, and at the same time trying to drag down the trustees in both Dolton and Thornton Township. But all this video did was remind me of a previous video that she posted in 2022 when she pulled up on an ex-trustee named Valeria Stubbs. She came to her house with the public works vehicles and blasted it on Facebook, talking about, oh, be careful what you say to people. You never know when you'll need them. And it was just really disgusting for her to do, because first of all, those vehicles and that snow service is paid for by the taxpayer. So for her even now to do this, like she's the one out there shoveling snow and it's all her, absolutely wrong. And this just really shows how much in her own head she is and how much of a narcissist she is, because she doesn't realize how bad this actually makes her look. It doesn't make her look super or anything. But for those of you guys who haven't seen that video, I'm going to play it for a little bit, because she did take it down, and that action might have been the sanest thing that she has done recently. I'm not sure exactly how long ago she took it down, because she did repost it too after she put it up the first time and thought it was a good look. But this is the internet and nothing ever goes away. So here is that video.
Tiffany Henyard, and this is what it looks like when you pull up on your haters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Valerie Stubbs, and this question is for the mayor. At the last board meeting, I made a statement about you coming out in the back of my house last winter.
Yeah, let me show you what I'm about to do. See this? Everyone needs help. Just remember that.
When I called and emailed Mr. Correll about the snow, because I live on a snow route.
Watch how you treat people, because you never know when you need the help, okay? But guess what? I am there for all my haters. It doesn't matter, because I'm the mayor of all of Dolton. The good, the bad, the ugly, and even the hateful.
Someone from your office called my house on several occasions and asked me to come out. Couldn't figure out why, but now I know. Because Miss Henyard here wanted to videotape me.
I am your mayor. So, here we go. Let's go. Got my crew. See this? Look, we finna go and help.
And say that she was helping me get out my garage when I wasn't going anywhere because I'm retired.
No problem. I'm like, oh, you called me? Oh, no.
Didn't have any place to go. And I was looking out like I always look out for my neighbors that can't get out, that have to go to work.
We ain't saying to you, we have Valerie Stubbs, look. And I'm helping her get out of her garage. I mean, see, I'm here. I'm here to help you no matter what and how you treat me. I'm still here. Front and center. Front and center. I saw what I was doing to come and help. So we plowed her out. Out in Valley.
You're not welcome at my house. Do not come by there anymore. And I think I'm being harassed.
So don't forget, I help everyone. It doesn't matter what you do or say about me. I'm gonna pull up and I'm gonna show out and I'm gonna make sure you're safe, all right? Safety is my top priority.
So as we could see, Valeria Stubbs felt like she was being harassed by Tiffany Henyard due to her putting that on Facebook and saying those things. I mean, who wouldn't feel like that? I mean, we have someone here who is in a position of power who was blatantly abusing their power to try to make themselves look good, and at the same time putting down the very residents whose tax dollars pay her salary and pay for the services that she's out using on Facebook to campaign, in my opinion. But let's get back up to date with this most recent Facebook snow rant and see what she's talking about.
As you can see, yeah, this late after midnight, because you know we got to make it do what it do. So we out with the dream team. You see him. Look who is that? Is that Will? Is that Will? I am right there, Will. What up, baby? And look, Miss Cat. Yeah, you know that we do this, huh? I told y'all new to this. We true to this. That people talk all that talk, but they don't walk my walk. And this is what we're doing. We're still shoveling. And I'm still riding around and shoveling the streets. Riding around and get it. Riding around and get it. Pouring salt down, you know, all the things that your wonderful mayor does, you know, that you don't see no other mayor doing. But, you know, everybody got something to say about Tiffany Henyard. So, I want y'all to talk about this. The things I truly do and judge me off my work, because my work always speaks for itself.
But then she wants to say, my work speaks for itself. And then show you a video of everything that she claims speaks for itself.
So we're out here, and I'm gonna do another because I'm gonna be out here till 2, 3 in the morning because that's what I do until we get the job done. Come on, supervisor, let's go. Yeah, so y'all talk that talk, but y'all ain't, again, walking this walk that we're doing. We still out here making sure we complete the job. Y'all like to talk about people and attack people. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Tomorrow, guys, if you want to hear from your mayor, please come out. I will be at 1515 East 154th Street at the Dorchester, now called the Royal Estates. We are talking to your mayor. So if you got questions, concerns, issues, I am addressing it all. It's now time to lay the mess to rest because y'all been going too long with this garbage. So now I would like to talk to my residents. A lot of y'all already know who I am. Y'all know what I'm about. And as you can see, I've always won every single seat and counting. So please stay tuned because I love y'all and ain't nothing y'all can do about it. That part.
And so with that, we've heard enough of her little rant. I really don't want to hear any more of it. So we're going to move on to this little event that she held that she was talking about on this live Facebook rant, which is another live Facebook rant that she that she had just a little bit after this one. She's going and going. It's something that's keeping that energy going. I don't know what it is. But, you know, she was up all night and then went ahead and followed up with a little live event at a place with about 20 people that attended in total. So let's go ahead and move on to that. I'm going to play a little bit and then I'm going to chime in.
Thank y'all for coming out this afternoon. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule just to hear from Super Mayor, of course. Today is day one of Tiffany Finally Speaks. Normally y'all really don't hear me engaging in mess as it relates to Q&As, things of that nature, because I always feel this way. My work speaks for itself.
But then she wants to say, my work speaks for itself. And then show you a video of everything that she claims speaks for itself.
I want people to just judge me on my work and not judge me on hearsay. Look at my city. Look at the accomplishments that we have created and all the things we have achieved under my leadership.
The mayor locking the trustees out of Village Hall tonight, forcing them to have a meeting out in the parking lot, all of which has Dolton residents shaking their heads in disbelief.
Tonight, they say they were locked out of the Village Hall and forced to hold their meeting with a quorum they had in the parking lot.
We had a quorum, we had the clerk, and we had a board meeting outside.
All the things we have achieved under my leadership.
Just months after stepping down as Cook County Circuit Court clerk, Dorothy Brown has landed back on the public payroll.
But her new six-figure job in South suburban Dolton is causing concern for some elected officials in that village.
Fox 32's Dane Placco investigates how a new federal corruption scandal in Brown's old office is prompting some trustees to call for her departure.
She's running the mayor, not the village.
Today, 4 of Dolton's 6 trustees met me outside Village Hall to raise concerns about Brown's hiring as Dolton Village Administrator at $100,000 a year.
We believe that Dorothy Brown controls over administrative affairs, and her influence on the mayor has not been in the best interest of the village.
All the things we have achieved under my leadership.
The Dolton Police Department afford to have this many officers attached to her detail?
We can. We really need them patrolling the streets.
So she's the part-time mayor of a South suburban village of a little more than 20,000 people.
Yet residents of Dolton are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to provide security for their self-proclaimed super mayor.
Residents confronting embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard. They say they want answers about Henyard, an unnamed village trustee, and a controversial trip to Las Vegas last May. NBC5's Regina Waldrop in Dolton tonight with the story.
It was a packed village board meeting, but there were still people outside who could not get in. They were banging on doors, windows, chanting, and with that in mind, 4 trustees abruptly walked out, and this meeting was adjourned.
I'm still speaking. You're out of order, clerk. All the things we have achieved under my leadership.
where an investigation into Mayor Tiffany Henyard's administrations revealed more examples of taxpayer money used for questionable purposes. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the one who led the probe.
Investigative reporter Ben Bradley has been shining a light on Henyard's spending and leadership for a year now. Ben?
Dina and Ray, our investigations have documented well over $100,000 in first-class travel, meals, even donations to Henyard's questionable cancer charity.
She doesn't have any more comments, guys.
We're going to talk.
She doesn't have any more comments. Thanks, guys.
That's Keith Freeman, whom Henyard hired at both Dolton and Thornton Township and was part of her Springfield walk.
Look at Keith, baby!
Freeman also filed paperwork for the charity bearing Henyard's name. Why are you using public money for your personal charity?
$17,000 for insurance. Why?
Thank you.
As a resident of Dolton, what do you think about that hire?
They need to do a better job of background checking.
Residents of South Suburban Dolton reacting to a Fox 32 investigation that found a new village employee with a dangerous criminal past.
He is a registered child offender, and he's now been hired by the village to go into people's homes and businesses.
Now, furious village trustees are taking steps to curb the mayor's power.
What is the situation involving your background?
Well, my background, the childhood background, over 30 years ago.
46-year-old Lavelle Redmond wasn't happy to see us when we encountered him today behind Dolton Village Hall. But listen again to the person on the phone telling him to stop talking.
30 years ago.
We don't know who that is, but we do know who got Redmond his village job. Redmond is close to new Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
All the things we have achieved under my leadership.
So yes, it's been well documented and well reported on all the things that have been done under Tiffany Henyard's leadership. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, people. This video would be way too long if I went over every controversy surrounding Tiffany Henyard. I'm not going to do that in this video, but maybe in a future one. And it's going to be a doozy if I do, you guys. But let's go ahead and get back to this Facebook rant.
I'm the first African-American female mayor of Dolton. Of course, we had other black mayors, but I'm saying I'm the first female and the youngest. I am also the first female and youngest and black for the largest township in the state of Illinois. I ain't never seen no mess like this ever in my life. It's other places that have mayors, board members, whether they're trustees or aldermen or committee members that they have problems with, but the news don't play that. They just playing Tiffany Henyard. Understand that your food is poison. I don't care what nobody say. Here we have an all beef hand-packed patty with bacon. Yeah, that's right, bacon. Injected with special sauce. Tasty. So basically I just put it in and I inject. Then I top it off with another stuffed burger. I just don't think that they put the proper things in the food stuff. And I add another strip of bacon. That's right, bacon. And again, I inject it with special sauce. That's right, the Good Burger homemade sauce. And when I say poison, because people take things around with it, I'm saying all the pesticides, all the things that's on your food. We call this banana pudding shake. Yes, creative, huh? Gotta love it. So once we get done, I blend it up together, ice cream, banana pudding, and then blending it to the perfect mix. I add whipped cream to it. Then I top it off with some funny creative cookies. Just to add a little buzz. And that's another segment, because I stray a lot. That's another segment that I'm going to talk about is your food. I think that you guys should just prepare for life a little different. And whatever you want to eat, you eat. Some people are vegetarian, some people are not. But I just want you to know that knowledge is power. I don't care what anybody say. I'm going to make burgers, but instead they're going to be juicy burgers. When you take a bite, it just oozes all out. Perfect, right? Grease dripping down your arms. To die for. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down, dripping down, dripping down, dripping down, dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. I'm gonna make burgers, juicy burgers to die for. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down, dripping down, dripping down, dripping down, dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. Grease dripping down your arm. I'm gonna make burgers. know better, you do better, but somebody has to be willing to give you the information, and you have to be willing to listen. But I pray that you do use it, because I want my people to be better, because for lack of knowledge, our people will perish, and I do not want that for the Black and brown communities especially, because they always say this about us. If we put it in the book, they will never find it. Remember, I want y'all to learn how to swim, because one thing about the Black and brown communities, we don't know how to swim. But guess what? This sister reads, and this is why I'm able to educate my people on facts versus fiction. They always say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. Because at the end of the day, like I said, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And that's kind of what we are. Not just here to say, because when I speak, I don't like to get up and just talk about nothing. I hate when people do that, or they just throw a lie to you and then you run with it. At least go fact check it. Since day one, when I came into office here, y'all had a $4.6 million deficit. A deficit, Thornton Township, under Frank Zuccarello. Who would have thought, right? And when I came in, I cleaned all that up. You're now at $8 million, $9 million surpluses in all our accounts. So I can show that a nice-looking, young, bright, young lady, intelligent, is actually handling her business in 2 big positions. Right. Why they don't show y'all that? But some people into that gossip and that mess, and that's why you are where you are in your life, nowhere. So please try to change that in 2025 and fix it so we can do better with growth. So today is strictly the intro of who is Tiffany Henyard. How did I become the person I am today? So how did I start? I ran for trustee in 2013. 2013, I became the youngest trustee for the village of Dolton.
I will advise this board not to support this nutball stuff or removing me as chair of housing that I've been over for the last 5 years. I am the senior trustee. I am the youngest trustee. I've been here forever. I grew up in this community. And then my response was, I'm not going to play these games with y'all. I want my tree list. Mayor Pro Tem, I had something I just want to put on record. Sure. I would like to know, what is the time frame for putting things on the agenda, clerk?
As communicated to the trustees numerous times, the agenda for department heads is the Monday before. The deadline is the Monday before the Monday meeting, so it'll be 1 week before. And for trustees, it's noon on Tuesday before.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, but when we place rules, let's stick to the rules. Thank you. And that's for the record. Everything I stated is for the record.
Yes, trustee, and I would ask that would be reciprocal.
Thank you.
I am, I sat there for 8 years. I'll say that. I ran in 2013. I had to rerun again in 2017. I was the only one that won off the ticket in 2017. So I knew right then and there I had to go in fighting.
Once again, why is it that myself, Trustee Henyard, or Trustee Ditton is not on any committees as it relates to the village of Dolton? Yeah, I'll address this if nobody wants to say nothing. But I think if he gonna put it for one, it should have went for all. So if you're gonna put term limits on myself, because that's how I took it, because I'm the one that will have 2 terms. The mayor will have 2 terms as well, so he should have added his stuff included, and so will Mary Kay. But currently he just went after the trustees. Why is it that Public Works can't cut majority of the trees? Why do we keep outsourcing it? I see there's a bill for $25,000 to pay for trees, but I don't know what locations or where did they cut the trees at.
Trustee, I'm just going to address this. We don't have the equipment to cut some of those trees. That's
Mayor, with all due respect, can Matt respond? He is the department head.
We go through this every year with you.
We're not going through anything. I'm asking questions about the warrant list. You want me to pay bills? I'm asking questions to the department head.
Yeah,
nothing against you.
This is the first year that's been approved to get trees cut.
Okay, you done, Mayor? So it sounds as though Trustee Steve's on a yes board and he don't want nobody to disagree. They just agree with what he wants.
You entitled to your opinion, Trustee?
That makes the committee. Hold on. I thought you was the one that makes the committee or pick the people that goes on the committee. Is that not true? Is that not true, Mayor? I think that you guys should start looking at myself and Trustee Ditton to be on committees in the village of Dolton. But I know I got my hands full. I do a lot of stuff anyway with my own dollars.
Okay, if I did, where is it at? If I gave it to you?
That's my question.
If I gave it to you, where's your
don't
copy?
worry about it. I'm gonna bring it. I didn't know I had to
Okay.
bring a tree
Okay.
list to the board meeting that
Okay.
I asked for an update. So if
Okay.
you guys not doing your job by updating the residents on where they need to be on this so-called allegedly tree list that do not exist, I don't like you guys lying to the residents. That's what I'm tired of. As that mayor fought with me and tried to come for my seat, I'm tired because I got to put it on blast because you not doing what I'm asking, which is provide me with a tree list so I can tell a resident where they was on this list that you just said. Most people saying they've been on 9 years. That's terrible. That's pathetic if our community not doing our job. Secondly, I don't appreciate you saying they need to call your office to get a tree down. What's the plan going forward?
I just told you the plan.
No. I don't like that plan. So I'm in disagreement with that plan.
Just because you don't like it don't mean it's not going to go into effect.
Mayor, it's no excuse. That means we need to put a plan together. That means that Matt should sit down with the board. Sit down with the board. No, you put your plan together. I said we need to put a plan together. We got 18, 17 people, Mayor.
Okay, finish what you got to say.
Okay, I am. I'm trying to, but you keep interrupting me. I then said, you know what? I'm going to run for your seat. So I ran for mayor in 2021.
And I know Trustee Henyard has aspirations to be the mayor, and that's great.
Not really. I'm really going to run for some county, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
since you
yeah.
want me to.
Yeah.
No, God! No, God, please, no! Because when I came here, we had Ponderosa, Red Lobster, White Hentry, what? That's it. We had all those things, and we had the Pancake House. We had all those things down Sibley, and it was majority white. Everybody on my block was white. My friends was white. I'm just giving you this information because this is the part y'all are all missing. It was not black. It became black, like she stated, when Shaw and them came. That was the other mayors. But a lot of people don't know Dalton's history. Learn the history before you start judging what people are saying because you don't know what the person been through.
So I found what Tiffany Henyard said here very interesting because she's bringing up the past of Dolton and how Dolton used to be white. And it did used to be white. You know, I did some research and I actually found an article online by a vlogger who was born and raised in Dolton for the most part. And this article was very interesting and it was very well written from his perspective of how he grew up in Dolton and how he saw it change from the majority white to the majority black. Now, really quick, what I wanted to say and what I found interesting about Tiffany's statement is that this statement just came out of nowhere. For instance, when she says, don't judge people unless you know what they've been through. Well, Tiffany, let us know what have you been through? How much racism have you really faced compared to your ancestors? How good do you really have it right now? And how much of the things that are on you have you put on yourself? Okay, by running your mouth, disrespecting people everywhere you go, not being accountable for anything. She just runs her mouth with the same rhetoric over and over again. It's almost as if she really believes that if she says the same things over and over again 1,000 times, that it will be the truth and everyone else will believe her as much as she believes her own lies. That's at least my opinion. But I digress. Since the majority of this video has been pretty much high tempo, I'm going to bring it down a bit and I'm going to practice my narration voice because I do get a lot of comments of people telling me that my voice is soothing and all that good stuff, which I really appreciate. So I'm going to read this article to you guys by a guy named Keith Gurgle, and he posted this article in 2010. There was an article I found online posted by a Keith Gurgle called The Death of Dolton. Wednesday, May 12, 2010. The Death of Dolton. Since getting more than a handful of fellow Daltonites to friend me on Facebook, I decided to write about something I feel very passionate about. The death of the town I grew up in and my perceptions of same. Dolton, Illinois is a southern suburb of Chicago. My mom, dad, brother, and I moved from Chicago to the town when I was in 2nd grade. We lived in a ranch-style house at 14500 Van Buren Street. I loved growing up in that house and have some very fond memories. I remember every Christmas spent there, the family dinners at the table, and moving bedrooms 3 times. Dolton itself was a bustling community. It had basically every place a kid would need growing up. Minnie's Candy Store, Andy's Dairy Freeze, Ball's Hot Dogs, Value Village Department Store, and Dolton House Restaurant were local business hangouts. There was a park with a huge rocket slide and so many sidewalks and side streets to ride a bicycle on. It even had streetlights everywhere. And I know this because Mom always told me as a kid that I should be heading home when I saw the streetlights turn on. I think I traveled down memory lane enough. Fast forward to high school. Dolton started to change, and not for the better. Every good story needs a villain, and in this story, the villains were greedy real estate developers and speculators. They had a brilliant plan, and unfortunately, it led to the destruction of the village. They looked upon Dolton as an apple ripe for the picking, a bustling community of hard-working middle-class people, most with jobs in Chicago and land for the taking. But how to engineer their plot? The Illinois Supreme Court caught a bite of the liberal bug and started the process of busing kids to different schools. So some of the predominantly Caucasian kids of Dolton would be bused to the predominantly African American school in Harvey, and vice versa. This was supposed to equalize the system. To make it ever more confusing, the two schools shared similar names, Thornridge and Thornton. I don't know how they figured out the whole thing. Perhaps a dartboard or consulting the entrails of a swine. But Dolton was split among the two schools, and the residents weren't excited about it. Dolton kids, who lived just blocks away from Thornridge, would be bused to Harvey. No choice. As for myself, I managed to eject from the fray and went the private route, attending Mount Carmel High School in Chicago. I got a well-rounded education that prepared me well for college, and the teacher and student population were extremely diverse, except perhaps on religious viewpoints, but that's to be expected. Through Mount Carmel, I would come to fall in love with the city of Chicago, which to this day I still call my hometown. But enough about me, and back to the story. With the busing of students, the evil real estate developers and speculators saw how it was affecting Dolton. They saw that this predominantly white community was perhaps a little on the racist side, or if not racist, there was enough of a fear of other races to be used to our villains' advantage. So they begin their plot. They start selling houses in Dolton to African Americans, perhaps even putting their own money towards the purchase price to encourage the process. It is my belief that they specifically targeted black people for houses in Dolton as those houses became available. They weren't interested in selling to white people as it didn't serve their needs. Then the fear struck Dolton. The neighbors will be overrun and poor whites will become the minority. The sky is falling. Run and tell the king. I remember Mayor Michael Peck of Dolton. I had once visited his office with the intention of starting a Dungeons and Dragons group and needed approval to use the village meeting space. Yes, I was a D&D playing geek and I loved it. I will never forget walking into the mayor's office. His desk was adorned with various figures showing less than flattering caricatures of black men and women. Some of the statues had pins stuck in them like something out of voodoo, and others hanging by a rope. No attempt to hide such figures, as they were on open display for all to see. All he needed in that office was a KKK outfit to complete the ensemble. Far from a hero, the mayor strove to defend Dolton. I think it just played into our villain's hands all the more, in that it continued to stoke the fires of fear in the heart of the citizens that their white bread community was in danger. This fear was like pure cake to the speculators. It was obvious to me that Dolton was using every legal resource at their disposal to stop the racial makeup of their town from changing, including outlawing real estate signs in front of people's houses. All these maneuvers wouldn't stop our villains, as the law shielded them. You can't discriminate in housing. You can't stop commerce of people buying and selling houses. One by one, the houses started to sell. The fear grew and grew. As more houses sold, the selling price of homes went down and down. The white citizens wanted out of Dolton, if not for the fear of another race, then for fear of dwindling house prices. During this time, my dad's employer let him go. Chicago was no longer going to be a center of steel production, as foreign markets for steel were more attractive. I was in college at Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago when my parents told me they were leaving Dolton and headed for Indiana. So I had to leave my beloved Chicago. I am not sure exactly who my parents sold the house to, but I have a strong feeling that it helped add to our villain scheme. The speculators, I am sure, no longer had to prime and pump with their own money. I am sure they were advertising to the black communities that they should take their money and come to the nice suburban town of Dolton. All are welcome. Good schools, parks, businesses, more houses entering the market every day, good homes at good prices. When I last visited Dolton, nothing was the same. No longer white bread, but a mix of other races. The business is not the same. The school's not the same. Nothing of what I remembered. This town I grew up in was no more. And I am sorry, but while I embrace change, this was not for the better. This was a sad transformation. Even if you go to the website now for the Village of Dolton, you will find that none of the links work. However, looking back on it, the real estate speculators were just servants of the real villain. They set it up, they profited by it, and they helped destroy my Dolton. The true villain of this story is racism, hatred, and fear. Had the citizens not given into these and accepted their fellow human beings, this would not have happened. Instead, they were led by speculators like lambs to the slaughter. We live in a great country, this United States of America. A country of different races, colors, creeds, nationalities, sexual orientations, ages, genders, political affiliations, cultures, foods, entertainment, and beliefs. All of these become a rich tapestry that should be embraced. Our differences make us strong, not weak. When we allow our differences to divide us and fuel hate and fear, we give in to the most powerful of evil destructive forces ever known, at least powerful enough to destroy a village, perhaps a nation. Thank you for listening. The opinions and perceptions expressed here were written by a vlogger who used to live in the village of Dolton. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick narration of this story, and if you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave it a like, and if you're new here, subscribe.